Welcome, Mindset Coach Lionel here, and thank you for stopping by. Very quickly, today's topic is about the need for growth, and it is one of the six needs, human needs, that I've been talking about in this series. So, if you haven't seen the other videos, talking about certainty, uncertainty, and connection, the significant need. This one will be the fifth, which is the growth, and then the last one is about the need for contribution. So let's start with the need of growth. What it means is basically you are again striving to learn new skills, to gather knowledge, and to grow as a person. You have this picture of yourself in the future and how you desire to be and become, and your need for growth is pushing you toward that ideal self. So the need of growth, it is at the highest, and you continually to strive to grow in many areas such as emotionally, spiritually, physically, financially, intellectually. As a result, you might learn a new skill. You might need choose to read books, take a new class, learn a new hobby, anything that will inspire that growth. And growth is a very crucial aspect of life. Simply, if you're not growing, then you're not making any real progress in life. However, I will say that growth is not necessarily about only learning a new skill or about reading a good book. It's more about the time that you put into self reflection. It is about the mindful approach that you take to understand the consequences of your daily decision, your choices, and your action. The need of growth isn't a primary need, and what I mean is that it's not a need that all people across all walks of life strive to fulfill. However, it is important need nevertheless, because without growth there's a sense of lack, a sense of dissatisfaction, and without growth your life may even feel as though you are stagnated, and on the surface you may be fulfilling your four primary needs and you're comfortable with that, and you experience of somehow of uncertainty, and then you feel significant at times, and also you're satisfied with your need of connection. All that is fine. However, if you're not growing and evolving on a psychological level, a common result will be that you feel dissatisfied and unfulfilled, and this is what a lot of people talk about, and yet you don't know why. You seem to have a perfect life, quote unquote, but somehow deep down you say, wow, there's something missing. And it's important need because all your needs that you have, human needs, have to be satisfied at some high level. And life will always be missing that extra little something that you need and that needs to give you that fulfillment. And I believe this is where growth comes in. And when you read about growth, it says that everything in existence is either growing or dying. So as humans, again, we need that need for growth in many capacities. And I'm going to say it one more time. capacities that you need growth intellectually, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and the development in all these areas are key for a healthy life. And they say, people ask, well, does spiritual satisfaction exist? I don't know. Even during a great reflection or situation that you are growing spiritually, you might feel temporarily grateful and enriched, and we are somehow left with the desire for more. Does the need to continue growing closer to a high self, dimension is always there. So, will you always be satisfied with your growth spiritually? Like people ask, well, I don't think it's a destination, but more of a journey. You're always evolving. You just don't arrive per se, like they say, enlightenment. But I'm just taking that little aspect of spiritual because I know I get asked sometimes. The same thing, with the growth from infancy to adulthood. Obviously, we are changing physically. As you get older, then the process changes slower, but other things start happening. So the physical activity now might change also. Emotionally, we change and we grow with every life experience. Okay? From events in our personal life to events in the world. Intellectually, we respond to all the stimulus around us. In the intellectual growth is a lifelong endeavor and occurs daily through reading, learning hands-on, witnessing other people's success and failure. All this is important. So whatever you value in life, whether it's marriage, health, relationship, career success, the integrity, character factor, money, love, generosity, contribution, virtue, all must be cultivated, worked, practiced, and expanded. And this is where growth keeps going. It's an evolution. It's always evolving. It takes energy and hard work to do, but it's rewarding. So positive growth means exercising for your physical being, for your health, reading for your intellect, again, study and learning something new constantly, personal development, growing to become a better person, learning a musical instrument, taking up on a new hobby, a sport, and then of course growth in whatever faith and that makes you spiritually, growing and expanding in that space. The negative growth will mean when. How do you grow when you're sliding back from being an alcoholic? You want to stop, but there you are. You keep drinking more. You drown yourself. Problems with relationships and so on, and whatever might be missing in your life, well, you go and start drinking, escaping, where you sliding back. You're not growing. You're actually going backwards. You're not being your better version of you as a human when you are dealing with drugs and substance that so-called stimulate something in your brain. Well, if anything, it's a temporary situation, but as you know, when you drink alcohol, for instance, you can drown yourself and escape, but when you hangover, it's actually worse than before you drank. So why people do it? It's mind-boggling. But that will be an example of negative growth. Giving into harmful ways of behavior will be one that it will be a negative growth, such as being over controlling, demanding, manipulative. You're manipulating people and situations, and you're doing it on purpose. Lying, lying comes in many forms, and distortion of truth. That will be sliding. That will be a negative growth situation. Giving into bad habits. Watching too much TV, it'll numb your brain, so to speak. So, questions that you will ask will be, how do you experience growth when you doing negative things for yourself? Okay? Do you take time to reflect on that? So when you want to grow, what do you want to focus on? How do you plan to fulfill your need for growth in healthy ways? From this point forward will be a good question to ask, perhaps on a daily basis. Okay? And I'll tell you all this because growth is not, like I said before in the beginning of the video, it's not given much emphasis, and a lot of people don't give it too much. They're more into the significant and the certainty and the connection, and they don't give too much thought about the growth, but it's very, very important. Well, I hope that this video explains a little more on the growth need as one of the basic 6 needs of the humans that experience when it comes to behavior and so on. So if you liked the video, if you were able to get some insights and golden nuggets, give it a thumbs up. It helps, as you already know how the system works, especially with YouTube and so on, that the more people engage, the more it gets recommended. So trying to put quality material here for anyone that is interested in learning something. And like I said, this has been said before when it comes to the 6 human needs. I started years ago with Mr. Tony Robbins, as he read and studied the hierarchy of needs from Abraham Maslow. So it's a different spin, but regardless of where you have heard, it doesn't hurt to listen to it one more time, perhaps being said by someone different, and maybe you get the point now that you didn't before. So every little thing helps. Again, thank you for watching. If you like, subscribe, and until next time, be well, stay safe,